This is Stephen Bukowski from Christian Music Network, and we're here with Dr. Michael Gray. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing very well, Steve. Thanks for the opportunity to be with you.
Great. So tell me about yourself.
Well, the 5 Centauri is 65, military Vietnam era veteran, U.S. Air Force sergeant, 20 years of college, licensed psychologist, 3 books on Christian topics, and a 2-year manual on TV show I did for a year to go with it, helping people with opiate recovery and dual diagnosis issues. Good mental health, Dr. Mike. So, in my era, when I went to school back in the early 70s, when I graduated, that was like a heyday for music at the time. There was Led Zeppelin, there was Leonard Skinner, there was Marshall Tucker, there was the Doobie Brothers, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, etc. Anybody wanted to play music, that was what everybody wanted to do. So I personally didn't have much money, so I couldn't afford much in the way of equipment of any kind. But my friends played, and they were in bands and things. I just kind of hung out and hung around with them, played a little bit by myself for about 40 years now, 45 years, just by myself playing on the side. And then 3 years ago, I was getting ready to try to build a bigger place for treatment. And I got some contractors to come in to give me the estimates. And one of them was a lady who had a concrete company. And I was late, and I apologize. I was recording off a TV show, which I did for that year for free, and goofing off on guitar on the sidelines. And it was on my phone as a ditty. She wanted to hear it, and I played it. And she said, my best friend and first cousin is a piano player for Charlie Daniels. And she put him on the phone, and he said, you should do an album. And of course, I was saying, no, I'm nobody. But that was kind of the thing that got me this bug with wanting to play music, actually play now. And for 3 years now, I've done this, working on this, got the album done, The Love of a Woman, God and Country. And it's appropriate for me because it's my interest. It's a very special person. And of course, the country from my heritage. And for God himself, which is my life as a Christian counselor, 20, 30 years of working that way with people that respect. So I did the song, the first one, when I walked in the studio. We're going to talk about it. One to mention was Pick Them Up Again. Real short little song, 2 minutes and 40 seconds. I had never in my life played with anybody ever in 47 years, ever.
Wow.
In the studio, the recording house runs a concert series at a local casino, big names, etc. He did it as a favor to his friend who was running a music store north of town. Who I came in, and the guy said, you should just do a recording for fun. So I went in and I had the song I wrote, Pick Them Up Again. And he had contacted a couple people from a local regional band. They would fill in for me for backup. So I ran a few chords of it, picked them up again. He said, that's nice, Doc. Now I'll do it in timing. I said, what's timing? And they wanted to leave. So you imagine it's like, and of course, Joe House, the producer, said, Mike, okay, guys, would you just say, you came anyway, so just let's see if we can do this. So on the second take, they took it, and it worked. And they have the video, the first time with anybody ever playing 2 takes, the song, Pick Them Up Again. It's on Vimeo. Of course, it's on my website, and it's a video there for that song. And right away, the drummer, I call him now, and he calls me Amazing Gray. He's a Christian like himself. Every time I call him Amazing Gray, because he's never seen anybody just walk in and just do this like off the cuff.
Wow.
It gave me a good start. So I love that song, especially because my uncle was a very spiritual man. My mom and dad split up. He was a big part of my life early on, showing me God's ways. And, he had an impact on me, a special one. Charlestown, they call him Mystery Ed. If you ask anybody in Jefferson County, Charlestown, who Mystery Ed was, it opens the doors, but he's a great human being. So he's passed now. But that was the song, Pick Him Up Again, got me started. And then, of course, we were mentioning, of course, this is Christian music, and all my music has God in the music. It's the same because it's my life. But I'll do a song just for my heart, for God. What Jesus called Perfect Love, which is the best way I can describe Jesus, which is perfect love. So anyway, I've been listening to the Capella Choir for Brigham Young. The ladies are incredible. They sang Amazing Grace, The Chains Are Broken. I just listened to that for like 3 or 4 weeks every day. I couldn't get enough of that song. I just absolutely love it still. So I go to bed even singing it myself and hear humming it. So about 2 weeks into listening to it, I woke up middle of the night. I didn't know what I was doing. I stood up, walked around the corner, down the steps, didn't look at lights or anything, just in the dark, got down, flipped the lamp on, and wrote the words verbatim, boom, just like that. Didn't know what I was writing until I was done. And I didn't even know then because I just started grabbing the guitar because I was like led to do this. And I tapped a few chords to get the right hum and the right piece for the word and everything get together. About 10 minutes, there it was. The whole song was done. Perfect Love. And it's been for Easter and things like that. Now, I have had 2 songs played around the country. the song which I decided to do tonight because of our situation and my love of God, covered country and everything else, my own personal affinity for it, obviously, is called God Save the Red, White, and Blue.
Okay.
That song was, I didn't even know it until after the fact. I got this post on my Facebook 2 years ago for 4th of July. They had played the song on a thing called Red Cap Country. Now, I understand that's a network in Texas. And they said that everybody just keep your red thumb. They loved it. So they just thought it's a great song. And my friends and family all say it's a great song too. So, first, I love my music. I'm happy with the one song, Perfect Love. And then, of course, pick them up again. And this song, God Save the Red, White, and Blue, are just 3 off an album. Obviously, one from Atlanta was played for somebody I just absolutely adore to my last breath. Will always be that one for me. It's called God Sent an Angel. So that song is an incredible song. People just absolutely adore it. That might be the cool classic, but circumstances make it so that I really don't want to play it too much because of the situation. So that's unfortunately one of them things sometimes. So that doesn't mean you don't care, but you just realize that just one of them things was for somebody special and that one person, that's what its value is for me. So that's kind of music I usually do most all my things I do. Confidence is a big thing in music. So we're going to have a special moment for me tonight. I hope everybody will appreciate this and root for me and give me some support and not be too hard on me. Because I've never been live in any venue at all. And a year and a half ago, I was in there doing the recording of the last song, Walking in the Path, and I would crank out guitar. I did 4 guitars on that one. And that's showing off a little bit finally, because you got the confidence by the end of the album. And they said, get ready, Mike. You have to go live. You don't have to, they said, just think of one word, tour. And I'm like, oh my God, no. That's what they're saying. So this is like the perfect opportunity for the first time in public to play a song for public. And it's just kind of safe, right? I don't keep throwing things at me or anything else. So this is the song I wanted to do, God Save the Red, White, and Blue.
Okay.
Tell me what you want me to go and where you want to start with this, and we'll go from there. Because I don't know how you're doing the interview and your structure. So
Yes. Well, you can share right now. When we go with the God Save the Red, White, and Blue.
Ready?
Yes. Okay.
Now, obviously, I don't have any fancy equipment. I got a little box of practice amp on the side here, bring the big amps. Just like these little vocals because acoustics are usually pretty loud.
Okay.
So I just have to be confident enough to just let it out.
Yep. Just do it.
Intro into it a little bit and just get comfortable with it.
Okay.
Protection rewarded our hands. Gave us his love, gave grace for me and you. God save us midnight. Valley Forge in Yorktown, midway too. We protected our soldiers. Nation, they God heals the slave. God save God. I don't understand what some people do. In this land make deals, but deny some truth. For all their blessings, flag-led soldiers died for you. in love that we do. God sees us in white and blue. Let us stand together, the freedoms we have. Let us be together. We are the flag. Never forget others. We can join each other. God sees us in white and blue. Never forget our promise. God be true. God save red, white, and blue.
Awesome. Go.
A little rough, obviously.
Yeah.
Studio make it sound like really good. When you put it out here, it's just
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I mean, they can mix things that are just, unbelievable. Yeah. Cool. You will also have a song called "Perfect Love."
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, that song is that was the one I told you about when I went downstairs and just
Right. Yeah.
So anyway, I'll go for two. That's what you're asking. I'll go for it.
Sure. Yeah.
Give me a second to get warmed up because it's one of those songs that I don't get to play very much. Perfect love for you and me. I ask myself how could it be? Love so much instead of free by the sea. You're so true, you're so sincere. Only hope for brothers near. Your heart it beats for you and me. Perfect love. You're my Lord, all my life. Paid for me and you paid the price. Going this straight far away. I'll be with you someday. Perfect love for you and me. Greatest gift is Calvary. It's just like I say one time in 6 months, so I'm sorry.
Okay. Cool. Awesome.
I like that one very much. Usually everybody wants to go cranking on guitars. Whenever I'm around somebody, I always want to pick up electric and play. This has been a real challenge though, because when you play Christian country, unless you have a genre where there's, I guess you call Christian rock, they actually go electrics for that. And excuse me, you're basically going with acoustics. And it's kind of hard to try to do much fingering on acoustic if you have much experience musically with acoustic versus electric, things like that. So me trying to one person, one man band, I remember my producer saying that he said that you're kind of blessed because you do 2 or 3 things with the guitar at the same time instead of having because you don't have a band. Actually, on the one hand, I'm going at the same time I'm going. You got to mix it better. You get the balance. You get the tonation.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. You also have a song called "Pick Them Up Again." Can you?
This is a song, like I said, I went in the studio for the first time. I haven't played this, but I'm gonna do it. I'll tell you why. This song, it's kind of funny. There's things in life that we want to pass on to people we love. I mean, that's how the cycle of life is. You have your own life, and you have the things that you learn that you think are good versus the things you don't think are good that you don't want the next generation to know, as well as the ones you do. And the blessing for me was Uncle Ed. Like I said, he had the Christian background. He was just a pleasant guy. He was funny. He was stern though. You can ask the guys. There's a lot of kids that didn't have fathers, and he coached baseball. He coached basketball. He was a church, and He took him under his wing, got him shoes, clothes. He was always there for him, but he raised him in a way, being around them strictly as God is their leader. And he didn't play. And I'll tell you to this day, you get on your case because he was handicapped. He had a cane. He wasn't anybody, but he said, "Son, you got to do." He was a strict taskmaster. In fact, one of the kids, tons of them are out there. One was an army captain. He wrote a book about him, that history of it. That's his legacy. So he was in my life. My mom and dad had split when I was not quite 5. And I'm not trying to get into a deep discussion about that. I would just say that you get to learn early in life that God's your pal. I mean, that's not disrespectful, but Jesus was my best friend for a long time. Because when I got to be at 7, my aunt took me to church for the first time around Easter. And when you don't have in your own heart this thing that this love that you want to have, and you learn that in the books I've read about spirituality, what you don't have, you depend upon more. And that helped me really early on to have a real deep love for Jesus. And then you also learn about book spirituality. People in the ages of like 17 to 24 generally fall away a lot of times. They make mistakes and they just get involved in the world and things. Usually when they get some kids around, they want to go back to church and say, "Hey, junior's got to learn the basics of the rule, etc." And brings them back into the fold, so to speak. So it was kind of a joy for me because I came through a lot of things. And I got to about 27, 30. And I started working at Job Corps with a bunch of kids there, helping them out. And the staff were very Christian people, wonderful people. My God, being around him was incredible. It was so nice. I was saying, these remind me of Uncle Ed. They brought me back in the fold, so to speak. So I went home. I went to see him to tell him because I'd be getting off at work at 12 at night, get home by 12:30. I'd read scripture until like 3 or 4 in the morning. I just completely just couldn't stop reading. I just loved it so much. I was just getting so much out of it. Mm. And so I wanted to go to him and share with him this joy that I saw he lived. And I say, I understand now. So he did something that night. And I'll say before I tell you the song so you understand. He's at the top of the steps of his house down in this gym in June at night. Nice, beautiful starry sky. No wind, nothing, nice and calm. And I'm down at the bottom of the steps and he raises his hand up and the wind just goes crazy. I mean, literally nuts. You know, scripture says wind can be a sign sometimes. Well, I'll find it later, I understand now, but the branches were banging up against the house and everything. It was insane how just all of a sudden like that. And he said like a prayer over me. And when he finished, it's like, got to stop. Wow. That is a sign. If I didn't your sign, that if you'd have to be pretty dense not to figure that out, right? Mm-hmm. That was like my validation that he helped me. He got me to that point. So that's why I wrote this song. And of course, when I say this, Next Generation, there's 2 little guys I absolutely adore. And I even marched 160 miles on foot a year and a half ago with a 50-pound pack for God and country. I went from the statue of Jefferson at UVA. And that's, of course, the old thing there with some people. And I talked about my family and John Locke and the words that Jefferson used from your declaration, our declaration from my own family. And I marched 160 miles on foot for God and country. But in my heart, I just don't want to see kids brought up by the school system. I believe the kids, the parents are the ones that should guide them and teach them right and wrong and let them be a part of God, let their own conscience to know that. And that's why I did this, because I understood a long time ago what this was going to. The kids need to have the guidance of God in their life. And so when I did this song, it was like I was praying also that it would be passed on to them as well. So that's the reason for the song. It's a little quick little 2-minute and 40-second song. It's on a video. I saw my site, conspiracyspeciality.com on Bemco. It's the one I took on 2 takes. Never played anybody in my life. There it is. So I'll go ahead and do this, and I appreciate this opportunity. Like I say, I'm still a little nervous, to be honest with you. I can play this thing. But when I'm in front of like this and it's just on the spot, I'm going to have to get used to this a little bit. I think it's going to be pretty quick on me. I better get with be a quick study because I'm being blessed if I can finance everything this week. Go see Doc Holliday at the end of December to Nashville Sony, and he wants to do a song, which I didn't do tonight, which is I'll keep a surprise. There's more of a surprise to it than that. I'm not saying more than that. But it's a very special person, obviously. It always will be. But this song, this is the one that got it all started. And my friend that I told you, who opened up for Dickie Beth, all about guitar, things like that, he calls his mic this song. So he doesn't just pitch out compliments. He's like me, we're real. We'll tell you the truth regardless of whether it's right or wrong. We'll let you know. So this is what he said. Here we go. You ready?
Yeah, yes.
Give me a second one. young boy might turn away. I'd be thankful that they stay. Counting pennies on to tell time. Jesus was a best friend of mine. A young boy in the long road, God, I wonder who should have gone. As a young man, I said no. He was my own right to say. With his hand in the night, and he spoke false night. When he finished, not away, he tell you what he had to say. The Lord loves man, took him by the hand. He went straight through and did best he can. Heal others and never let him go. The false Lord pick him up again. Time to change and put in my way. That love go far away. For two boys that I love of my own. And surging on. Lord love boys and my land. They went straight through the best they can. Till others and never let they go. Oh Lord, come up again. It's I wasn't expecting to play the music tonight. I was going to discuss those two songs with you. I have someone that they're working on for the second album. I think there's like three of them they're working on. Probably played over 3,000 times. Those would be the ones to do, but this is a good start. It's kind of rough. I apologize because I'm not used to this environment. I apologize. It seems like a little rough.
Where can we get your music?
Well, it's actually on YouTube. You can watch it, Dr. Michael A. Great Music. It's also on CD Baby. And like I say, I'm used to being in the studio. He's the magician. He can make the amps work, the speakers work, everything sounds better, obviously. But this is first experience for me. In fact, the guy that came here tonight says, Mike, it's a very narrow little place to be recording. But it's a good experience, and I'm looking forward to being able to get this a little bit better. Music to CD Baby, and it's actually 11 songs. I did a little instrumental at the end of the album. I just wanted, I decided in the old days you used to have instrumentals on the albums, and I really liked that. So I did the instrumental at the end of it and put a video to go with it, all the songs, the advertising, everything else. So that's known as Broken is the actual name of the video. It's also there, you can see it on that. I want to see what happens down at Sony because I'm still amazingly learning all these things and going through all this stuff. It's amazing for me. Like you can say when you walk in the studio and you ask them what timing is, they're like, they've been playing for 40 years. Right? I'm a disadvantage shit. How big disadvantage. So just to walk in and do it in 2 sets, and of course you can see the video for yourself. It's that they nailed it. It looks good. It sounds good. That's great. So that was like encouraging. And then of course people kept saying that. What happened really funny was I was on a radio station in New York City about 2 Novembers ago. 85 million people. Hal Back, who used to do Comedy Central, has that show during the day. It's like a blog kind of a thing on radio in New York. And I was on it for my practice, for talking about my treatment program, things like that. But I was really getting a nice compliment by the person who's one of the producer's name was Ryan. He said that Rolling Stone writer made some very incredibly nice comparisons. I don't even want to go into them because I don't deserve them as far as I could do. But they were very encouraging as well. So I think that's what keeps you going until you get to the point where I get used to this. You get used to being around people and playing with people. Hopefully, it'll be a lot less nerve wracking, so to speak. I did have talked to my friends. They said, Mike, we practice for hours before we go on stage. So it's going to be kind of rough to walk in and start doing something. So I know what I'm getting into. I do go at it hard as a military member, just jump in there and do it. So that's where you can get the music at. That's the kind of the history. I'm still waiting to get down to like Nashville. That's not going to be my litmus test because I've seen what they got for equipment. This whole room here is just a sounding board, and it's 560 people working at one time. So just see what they do. He says there's people that works with him. He called it the 18. I don't know nothing about music in that sense, but most people say they've been in the 18. So looking forward to the song. So he says the one song on this album is like, this is the one you should do because it's quick in, it's quick out, it's got a message everybody can go with. And it's one of the things that you can just sing over and over and make it bored with it. So I'm looking forward to what he does with it. But I got surprised. I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Yeah.
So there's a surprise. So.
Great. Yeah. So, how can we contact you?
Well, basically, I've got a spiritual site. It's kind of lost some of its design because of some personal things to go through in life. We all do that. And I'm getting back to focus on the spiritual aspects more and things of that nature. And it's called conservativespirituality.com. And it's a website. And it's got 6 pages. So there's a page that's got about the books I've written and treatment manual. And there's a page about the treatment manual and TV show DVDs. A couple pages about myself, introduced, stuff like that. And of course, a page about music. It's on there, plus the video I told you about. It's on there too, and things like that. And I really wanted to build a facility, a spiritual place for retreat. Hasn't worked out yet, but I keep.
Yeah. So, have you done any live performances?
That's what I was going to say. I mean, this is like, I'm just saying, this is the first time around anybody in my whole life.
Okay, yeah.
Not bad for the first time with whole anyway, considering it. Plus, it's like about 90 degrees in Hamburg now. So you see the environment. At least the funny thing about it is, when it comes to music, I'm glad I went through this to understand it. One of the most important things in music is confidence. If you don't have confidence, you can't do it. And it took a while because people kept encouraging me, saying, this is good, etc. They liked it. So I kept doing it, and it got to the point where I got to like the 7th song out of 11. I said, let me just show off a little bit. And how they set up a little bit on the electrics and things, because you can do a lot more electric than acoustic. A lot more. For me, anyway. I can make that thing just sing as compared to acoustic, but you start showing off a little bit, people go like, wow, you could do that. So when they hear that, it just kind of feeds you. It just feeds the confidence and makes it better. So this getting through this tonight, without making a major blunder, will be just for maybe getting used to it. However, like I said, now I talked to this guy that works with me does some videos and stuff. He says this is the way it's going. I don't know. You probably have more experience about this than I do, but because of this, they call it pandemic. I believe it.
Right.
This is kind of the way people are going.
Yes.
Is that true? Is that what we're doing?
Yes, definitely. Yes. So what's ahead for you? Any projects or?
Well, like I say, I'm working on some music for the second album. But here's the thing about that too. I'm glad you brought that up because it's nice to counterbalance a little bit. You learn, like I say, you just keep learning. I don't have the experience of anybody else, so I'm like jumping in. It's kind of both feet first. And one of the things I did learn, I went to the studio pretty much with a little bit of no trap practice on songs. I mean, I write and I learned the chords hard. I play a little while and walk in. That's it. And that's the first album. Amazingly enough, it is. So that's surprising. The second time I realized you got to practice a lot. I wish I had the opportunity to be a quote full-fledged musician where I could just practice all day. If I could actually sit down for 6, 8, 10 hours a day for like about 6 months or a year. Remember Eric Clapton, after he did Layla, got an apartment and stayed in the room for a year and actually gave him his food and everything. He stayed for a year to play, learn guitar after he'd done Layla, which is amazing. But that's the story, how he has to be dedication is there.
Mm.
So that's kind of the thing I'd like to be able to do. You know, I'm not worried about getting rich. It's not back to money for me. I just like to have the peace of mind, the person I adore, watch the sunset, be able to enjoy myself a little bit more and work less, and be able to deal with creativity, which is a uniform thing for universal for all of us, and paint, music, etc., things like that. So, like I say, what the projects are in the second album, it's just miles ahead of the first one.
Okay.
It's just,
Oh,
I'll just give you a quick, like a run,
okay.
a couple stanzas to see the difference. You can actually
Uh-huh.
tell, okay. This was like one of my favorite practice songs.
Okay. awesome. Cool.
It's still rough, like I say. This is kind of unusual for me being. No, I'm on the radio. It's gonna be there's stuff for me. I got to get this next. This is like I would say the next hurdle per se. Next thing to have to cross. Next thing to have to get through. So I figure if I can go in there and do two takes and do a video, I figure give me a couple of times I should have this in pretty good shape.
Mhm. Yeah.
Thank you for the interest in
Yeah.
me. Actually, showed interest in the first place. I don't even. It's kind of surprised I got this from you guys. I'm like, well, I'm not ready for this. But hey, just jump in and just do it. That's what they teach in the military.
Mhm. Yeah. So, what advice do you have for other musicians?
Well, I would actually situations like this, do as many as you can. I'm
Mhm.
afraid like you cuss a lot. So you get a chance to put your best foot forward long enough until you get it. It's not like you're trying to ask for a special favor or anything. But like I say, I mean, all my friends, like for instance, my buddy Brian, these people, like Allman Brothers and all these other big bands, and I'm just walking here, it's like, okay, let's just do this. And it's a big difference, huge difference. So
Yeah.
I'm starting from. It's almost I played football in college. I can say I ran about 100 miles. But anyway, it's like starting. Everybody's starting at the 50-yard line to run a 100-yard dash. 50 yards, I'm running 100. It's a lot to catch up in one time.
Yeah.
So that's what it's like. That's the best way I can describe it. So it's one of them things that I figure I'll get used to it. I hope to.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
question, this show that you're doing, how long have you been doing it? What's your feedback? Is it well received? I mean, is it one of them things that that you enjoy yourself? Do you enjoy it?
Yeah. Certainly. Certainly. Yes. 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 Yes.
It's all about musicians than me just giving the first time for everybody. It's like
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Definitely. Yeah.
I guess it's like being in school and have somebody tell you get in front of everybody and start talking. They did that to me in the military, by the way, and I got over pretty quickly because I was a commander's aide.
Uh-huh.
Headquarters squadron, you had like 25 people. And every month you have what's called a commander's call. I mean, I'm in there every day within the staff, but once a month, the whole 2,004 people right there in this big hangar. So I'm sitting there in front of everybody reading a commendation medals and awards for people when they're coming getting their way. And I'm sitting there reading this in front of all these people. I'm 18 years old, just over 18, just out of high school. See, you get the program real quick that way. So I'm used to just jumping on anyway. So that's something I'll get used to.
Yes. Definitely. 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 Yes. Yeah, I would like to thank you for coming on. Yeah, it was my pleasure. So, yeah. So,
Well, like I say, give me, like I said, just a couple more times, a couple more venues, and get a chance to get used to this and make a big difference. And the reason I say that, and I can actually speak with some understanding of myself per se, I did a TV show, like I said. I did 10 episodes. And of course, before I did that, I did a couple of YouTubes just to get warmed up, to get used to being in front of the camera.
mhm.
And you're doing a show for almost an hour. So the show's a little over half, I think, it's a little bit 30, 35 minutes. But the first few times, they're kind of, don't do this, look at that spot, you can't do this. You used to talk to that microphone next to the person, don't do that, all the little things, the nuances of it. And after a little while, about the 34th show, you just kind of get comfortable. You just start enjoying it. And I'm hoping a few more times like that, and when it comes to the music venue, it'll be the same way. So thanks for the opportunity. I really appreciate it. And one thing I want to say is, all these people in this group, this association, hang in there. There are a lot of people who depend upon you. They're boarded up. Their houses, they don't get to get out much. They don't get to be around people much. And it's just especially Christmas, Thanksgiving. Really, I mean, this is these are the things that bring families together.
Yep.
So
Certainly.
some music and some things that are like special and kind of uplift them. And of course, like I was always told growing up all these years, conservative Southern family, the reason for the season. Okay.
Amen. Amen. Yep. Christ is certainly the reason for the season. Yep. Yep.
Their life, it's one of them things you just, I feel like it's maybe if we could music or whatever venue we have, we can bring people back to the fold. Because it's like it says in the last stage of Serenus, we try to get everybody up. So I'll do my part, you do your part, and they all hopefully come learn some medicine.
Yep. Yeah. And next week, I'll have Lil Ron Rodriguez. So thank you for coming on, and Merry Christmas.
God bless you all. Take care.
Yep. God bless you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.